Michael Bridge has confirmed Harry Kane is in training with the first team this morning. This is the first time Kane has trained fully with his teammates since returning from holiday. So Kane has turned up for training today and is training with the first team. So that's a bit of breaking news coming out of Sky Sports.
And Fabrizio Romano has just said a minute ago that Man City are still hoping to sign Kane, but Spurs' position has not changed. And I think it's getting further and further away as Martinez and Vlahovic seems to be getting further and further away, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's talk about if it's not Vlahovic or Martinez, what other strikers could we get through the door? Or what other strikers would you want?
I mean,
would you take a Raul Jimenez after that big injury?
I love Raul. Before the injury, I would have. I love him. I think he's such a good player. I think he was one of the best strikers in the league. Can you take that kind of a risk? I mean, it's more of a risk now than it would have been than like on a other player, just because you just don't know if he's going to come back the same player. And I don't know. I want to say yes because I don't want to believe he's not going to become that player again. I want to believe he will be as good as he was, but I don't like the money they're going to be asking for him. Is going to be too much. What will they be
asking? 40, 50?
Has to be at least 40. Yeah, it has to be at least 40 million. But then again, what other strikers are there around in the Premier League or whatever?
We've got some comments here. I mean, João Felix, that's just not going to happen.
No, forget João Felix.
Ivan Toney, Alexander Isak.
I wouldn't mind Ivan Toney as one. Alexander Isak. I mean, yeah, I would like him. I would like
Can't
Isak.
trust Isak to be your number one striker.
But he's also 21, just like Vlahovic.
Yeah, he is. But I think Vlahovic in that season has got many, many, many more goals than Isak. No?
Vlahovic 21, there's Isak 17.
Oh, really?
Isak got 17 goals in La Liga last season.
I didn't realise, yeah.
So he had a very good season. I'm even looking in the Premier League right now. I'm thinking
Weghorst.
Yeah, Weghorst. I'll take Weghorst and Isak. Those two. It'd have to be two, I think, if we're not getting like a Martinez kind of level. So like Weghorst and Isak, I'll definitely take. Or Weghorst and Toney. Would I take that?
How much would Toney command right now?
Also between 30 and 40, you would have to say. Calvert-Lewin, I would want him, but he
would be in like 70, 80 million.
Yeah, he's going to cost a lot of money. So is it going to be that he's not going to be very easily attainable at all? I
like the idea of Weghorst. I really do.
I'm a big fan of Weghorst. I think he's a good target man, good striker. But he's one of those strikers who he offers something very specific, and he wouldn't be able to do it like.
He could be our like Llorente replacement.
Kind of. I think he'd be more involved than Llorente was.
Yeah, I'm saying that, but he's like a better version kind of thing.
Yeah, but you kind of need a starting striker and Weghorst with that, I feel. Like that's why it would have been perfect to get him last summer, but that wasn't possible. Chris Wood, would I want him?
No.
I kind of like Chris Wood. I think he's underrated.
To play backup to Kane, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind him as backup, but obviously I'd prefer a Weghorst for sure.
Rumours hotting up this week about Patrick Bamford.
Patrick Bamford, please no.
I think he would flop big time.
Yeah.
I just get this feeling. I think he's got a good thing going at Leeds. I feel like he's one of those players who fits the club well, and he's like kind of failed wherever else he's been. And I think if he came to Spurs, I don't know, I wouldn't be confident of getting him of him being well at Spurs. I don't think he would be good.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with that. I think Bamford. I don't even think he's going to have a good season for Leeds this season. I think he's going to kind of fall a bit flat. As I think last year was a very standout season for him, and I can't see him replicating that this year.
Yeah. What else is there? Who other strikers are there? I mean,
a lot of people saying Dybala in the comments.
Oh, come on, get real.
Soldado, Schick.
Patrick Schick. He had a great Euros. Do I think he's I don't know. Do I think he's one who would come into Spurs and do that great of a job? But he hasn't done that well. I don't think he did that well last season, Patrick Schick. I know he had a great Euros for the Czech Republic. How many goals he got last year? Because I know he's been to Roma and he's been a few places and not done so well. 9 goals in 29 for Leverkusen on the back of 10 goals in 22 for Leipzig. That's not bad. And then before that, 3 goals in 24 for Roma. 2 goals in 22 the season before. So he's very hit and miss. And then, although he had a good Euros, there will be a very Pavlyuchenko-esque signing. Someone who had a decent Euros, and he'll come in and maybe he'll do a half decent job, but he would never be a player who would ever step up to the plate for me in big moments.
What about someone like? I just had a couple of names in my head.
Yaremchuk? Oh, he signed for Benfica.
Yaremchuk, did he?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, there you go. Yaremchuk's at Benfica.
Who did I have in my head? Kasper Dolberg.
I like Kasper Dolberg, but again, I'm not that sold on him. I'm not that sold that he would come into Spurs and be the player we need him to be.
One who I think is tailor-made for the Premier League is Odsonne Edouard from Celtic.
Yeah. He would be one.
I think he would be an absolutely brilliant signing. And I think he's one, obviously coming from the Scottish League, under 21 France international. I think that he would come in and he would be happy to play back up to Kane for a year or two if he's going to, in future, to get our number 1 striking spot.
Edouard would definitely be one I would consider. Maybe El Nesri from Sevilla. I like him as well. I think he's good. Honestly, there really isn't that many options. Then, you might be looking at maybe Immobile, but he's old. Icardi, he could be gettable from PSG. Now they got Messi and stuff. But
how much do you think Edouard costs?
Probably 25-30 million.
Oh, I think you've got to take that. You have to take that, surely. Surely.
Well, so there must be a reason no one's gone for him.
I would love, Leicester, the move fell through.
True, I wonder why that fell through.
The move fell through and they ended up going for Patson Daka instead.
It's not
bad. If we could would you take Edouard and Weghorst for Kane?
No.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not, but I think only if there's a lot of spare change with that, which we can get big upgrades for other positions.
I think there would be. I think that would cost both of them 30 million max.
So I think Weghorst and Edouard would be good. It'd be good, but I don't think it would be if you look at the striking options of the teams above us, I just don't think it holds a candle to them. It's just difficult. You need to get someone like Martinez to do that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and this is the assumption that Martinez and Vlahovic aren't coming. So this is what we're talking about. Who would be the next best after them? Could it be them?
Edouard and Weghorst. I don't know. I mean, Edouard has done great in the Scottish League, but it's the Scottish League. You never know, do you?
Yeah.
Has he done well in Europe as well?
I don't think he's been anywhere in Europe. He's been at Celtic since.
No, I mean when they've played in Europe.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I know he just scores a lot of goals for them, but I'm just not sure if he does well in Europe or not. He scored 3 goals in the Europa League last season in 6 appearances.
It's not bad. It says here he got no goals in 4 appearances.
So that's 3 and 6.
Maybe that's his total career. Oh no, last season.
Yeah. He got 0 and 2 in the Champions League this season.
I see. Oh, I'm looking this season, sorry. Yeah. It says 4 and 7, in Europe last year.
Yeah.
He got 18 and 31 in the Scottish League. The year before that, 22 and 27. So he's got a good record in the Scottish League.
He's got a good record in Europe as well. 5 goals, 6 goals and 4 goals.
And he's young.
Yeah.
And he's tall.
Yeah, he's 23 years old. 23 years old. Came from PSG Academy. Played at every France level: under 17, under 18, under 19, under 21. Scored bag of goals for all of them. I mean, every time I see him play for Celtic, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I remember a year ago we really wanted him, but that was more he'd be the perfect kind of backup striker to Kane. He would be perfect.
Yeah.
Do I want him to replace Kane? Because that's what we're kind of asking him to do.
I think if he's backed up with another striker like a Weghorst, I think it could work.
Okay, I wouldn't mind that terribly, I guess. I mean, I don't think it's the best option, but I think I wouldn't mind it.
Luka Jovic?
No. I don't know. He's kind of failed really badly at Madrid, hasn't he? He went back to Frankfurt for a bit. I don't know if he did that well.
Let's have a look.
Luka Jovic.
But I think that his first spell at Frankfurt was...
Yeah, it was unbelievable. But then
insane,
after that...
wasn't it?
That's why he got the move to Madrid.
Yeah. So in his wow, he did really bad.
In the second spell.
Yeah, he got 4 goals only in 18 games.
Daniel Hammett says Jimenez for 50, Edouard for 25, money left over from the Kane sale towards other areas. Jimenez proven and knows Nuno's style well and will press.
That's a good point though, about him and Nuno getting on very well, and obviously Nuno got the best out of Jimenez.
I guess Nuno will
maybe he can reignite his career as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If we are convinced by Jimenez that he's you know, going to recover fully, I would definitely like him at Spurs. But I just feel I don't know. It's a very big risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a big risk. But I think all of these strikers that we're talking about are a big risk. Literally all of them.
Yeah, but there's a difference between a risk because you're not sure if they'll suit the league, or risk because you're not sure if they'll come back fully from injury. Because you can't put too much pressure on someone in that sense, kind of thing. Yeah. What about Belotti again? Come back in for him?
I wasn't that impressed with him in the Euros, to be fair.
I like Belotti. I'm a big fan of Belotti.
I am a big fan of Belotti, but I just expected more from him for the Euros. But anyone can have a bad tournament. But yeah, he is a good
27,
player.
Definitely
good player, scores a lot of goals in Serie A. But I think that if he was that good, I think we would be heavily linked with him, because Paratici knows everyone in Serie A like the back of his hand.
Yeah, true. I think Belotti is one of the strikers I wouldn't mind at all.
Belotti or Icardi? Because I think Icardi could be available now with Messi gone. Messi there.
I think Icardi might be a better box striker for sure. I think he's probably a better player, but I think Belotti might fit our system a bit better than Icardi would. I think Icardi would frustrate the tits out of everyone if he came. He would just be walking around all the time and then just waiting to poach, whereas Belotti would be much more involved. Although I feel like his finishing ability does take him probably a bit above Belotti.
Did you hear about... there's a striker at Barcelona that's been linked with us that's not signing...
It's an 18-year-old or something.
Moriba.
Yeah.
Apparently, who's supposed to be one of the next big things in football. I mean, he's not signing a new contract with Barcelona. He's been linked with Tottenham. Apparently, Fabio Paratici really likes him. What do you think about that?
I mean, I don't really know who he is.
You don't know who he is? Big, tall striker, apparently.
Never seen him play, I must say. He's 18 years of age, I believe, so it's hard to judge. You can't sign an 18-year-old and put him and expect him to replace or even be backup to Harry Kane. I think that's so difficult. Look, of course, sign him up and get him in and maybe and get him involved. I'll be happy with that. Do we sign him up and put him straight in the first team? You know, we got young strikers already. Scarlett, you know, who's there. Do we want to sign him? And I don't know.